Ayodhya Kand, chapter number 108. We are discussing the Mayavad philosophies that are propounded by sage Jabali. Verse 17. Sana asti param iti eva kuru buddhim mahamate pratyaksham yattad atishtha paroksham prishtatha kuru. O highly wise one, it surprises me to see such a bold and clear intellect as yours believe in a future state. There is no such thing as a hereafter. It is a pure myth. If you carry out behests of your father in this world, how does it stand to reason that a happy life awaits you both in the other? There is no truth, no reality except what we gain through perception. So hold on to it. This kingdom and the power, the wealth and the luxury that it brings are perceptible, are real, are substantial, so make them yours. So what is wrong with this statement? Jabali says that only the things that meet our eye are correct, so we should not go beyond that. In the introduction to the Sri Isopanishad, Srila Prabhupada has given this. There are three kinds of evidence: pratyaksha, anumana, and shabda. Pratyaksha means direct evidence. Direct evidence is not very good because our senses are not perfect. We are seeing the sun daily and it appears to us just like a small disk, but it is actually far, far larger than many planets. Of what value is this seeing? Therefore, we have to read books. Then we can understand about the sun. So, direct experience is not perfect. Then there is anumana or inductive knowledge. It may be like this: hypothesis. For example, Darwin's theory says it may be like this, it may be like that. But that is not science. That is a suggestion, and it is also not perfect. But if you receive the knowledge from the authoritative sources, that is perfect. If you receive a program guide from the radio station authorities, you accept it. You don't deny it. You don't have to make an experiment because it is received from the authoritative sources. Vedic knowledge is called Shabda Pramana, and now the name is Shruti. Shruti means that this knowledge has to be received simply by oral reception. The Vedas instruct that in order to understand transcendental knowledge, we have to hear from the authority. Transcendental knowledge is knowledge from beyond this universe. Within this universe is material bondage, and beyond this universe is transcendental knowledge. Shabda Pramana is also part of the Avarohana Pantha, or knowledge that has descended from the Supreme Lord. Here Jabali is saying that we need to trust Pratyaksha Pramana, but we are all in material bodies, and therefore material bodies are automatically defective. And no matter that, he is telling Rama, who does not have a material body, and he's saying that just as how we suffer through material life, Rama too has to suffer from incomplete knowledge. So considering that the Lord has material body is a blasphemous statement. Considering that we need to go through Pratyaksha Pramana as opposed to Shabda Pramana is a blasphemous statement. And on top of that, he's saying that there is no hereafter. There is no life beyond death. But that is directly contradictory to the statements made by Lord Krishna himself. In Bhagavad Gita 2.13, Krishna says, Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatrana muhyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. The purport is as follows. Since every living entity is an individual soul, each is changing his body every moment, manifesting sometimes as a child, sometimes as a youth, and sometimes as an old man. Yet the same spirit soul is there and does not undergo any change. This individual soul finally changes the body at death and transmigrates to another body. And since it is sure to have another body in the next birth, either material or spiritual, there was no cause for lamentation by Arjuna on account of death either for Bhishma nor for Drona, for whom he was so much concerned. Rather, he should rejoice for their changing bodies from old to new ones, thereby rejuvenating their energy. Such changes of body account for varieties of enjoyment or suffering according to one's work in life. So Bhishma and Drona, being noble souls, were surely going to have spiritual bodies in the next life, or at least life in heavenly bodies for superior enjoyment of material existence. So in either case, there was no cause of lamentation. Any man who has perfect knowledge of the constitution of the individual soul, the supersoul and nature, both material and spiritual, is called a dhira, or a most sober person. Such a man is never deluded by the change of bodies. The Mayavadi theory of oneness of spirit cannot be entertained on the ground that the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragmental portion. Such cutting into different individual souls would make the supreme cleavable or changeable against the principle of the supreme souls being unchangeable. As confirmed in the Gita, the fragmental portions of the Supreme exist eternally, Sanatana, and are called Kshara. That is, they have a tendency to fall down into material nature. These fragmental portions are eternally so, and even after liberation, the individual soul remains the same, fragmental. But once liberated, he lives an eternal life in bliss and knowledge with the personality of Godhead. The theory of reflection can be applied to the super soul who is present in each and every individual body and is known as the Paramatma. He is different from the individual living entity. When the sky is reflected in water, the reflections represent both the sun and the moon and the stars also. The stars can be compared to the living entities and the sun or the moon to the Supreme Lord. The individual fragmental spirit soul is represented by Arjuna, and the Supreme Soul is a personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. They are not on the same level, as it will be apparent in the beginning of the 4th chapter. If Arjuna is on the same level with Krishna and Krishna is not superior to Arjuna, then their relationship of instructor and instructed becomes meaningless. If both of them are diluted by the illusory energy or Maya, then there is no need of one being the instructor and the other the instructed. Such instruction would be useless because in the clutches of Maya, no one can be an authoritative instructor. Under the circumstances, it is admitted that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord, superior in position to the living entity Arjuna, who is a forgetful soul deluded by Maya. So this verse very clearly proves that there is life after death, either material or spiritual, but there is certainly life after death. Therefore, Jabali's statements that there is no hereafter, nasti ityeva param, nothing beyond this universe, that is completely wrong. He has asked Rama to believe only things that meet one's eye. But he doesn't understand that there is a difference between Rama's spiritual eye and our material inferior eye. Therefore, he has committed a huge blunder by putting Rama as just an ordinary person. Next, he calls Rama as Mahamate, a highly wise person. So, despite calling Rama as a Mahamate, he is insulting Rama's intelligence. And he's saying you should turn your back on what is beyond your knowledge. Prishtatu kuru paroksham. You should turn your back on what is beyond your knowledge. Everything has emanated from Rama. Rama is a source of all knowledge. Therefore, once again, Jabali is committing a huge blunder by considering Rama as an ordinary person whose knowledge is limited. So, in multiple ways, Jabali is erroneous, and this statement is categorically false. Verse 18. Satam buddhim purah kritya sarvaloka nidarshinim Rajyam tvam pratigrhnishva bharatena prasadita. My counsel will be acceptable to everyone in this world. Accept it too. Grant the prayers of Bharata and sit on the throne of your fathers. So Jabali is saying that there are very wise people, Satam Buddhim, and you have to trust their judgment. So Jabali is telling the most intelligent person to trust the judgment of others. How blasphemous is this? Jabali doesn't consider for 1 second that Rama might have his own reasons as to why he wants to stay in the forest. He has his own purpose. He has his own decisions. And he has multiple pastimes to conduct. He has multiple devotees to meet. And he has to redeem this entire universe. So without knowing Rama's plan, how can Jabali ask Rama to trust the judgment of someone else when he is the most intelligent person? Therefore, this is categorically false. So thus, in mere 18 verses, Jabali propounds the entire Mayavada philosophy. And using that philosophy, using a very materialistic, incomplete knowledge, he tries to get Rama to come back to Ayodhya and crown himself as the king. At the beginning of this chapter, Valmiki calls sage Jabali as a highly eminent Brahmana. However, he also says that Jabali's words are against dharma petam. So Valmiki also says that Mayavada philosophy is against dharma. That's it. You don't need any other further proof of this. But in case you are still doubtful, we will get to know how Lord Rama reacts to Jabali's words. Rama is Jitakrodha. He has conquered anger, and yet he gets angry at Jabali. And this is what we are going to look at in the next chapter. Mangalam Koshalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdiye Chakravarti Dharnorjaya Sarva Bhaumaya Mangalam.